Hi, and welcome to It Figures. Tonight I am going to be reviewing a World of Warcraft figure, Lash. Okay, let's first take a look at the packaging. This is what's called clamshell packaging, which means it's enclosed in plastic, and there's really no way of getting this open unless you cut the packaging apart. And I'm not that big of a fan of clamshell packaging because of that fact, but also, though, it does keep the figure nice and secure inside the packaging. Overall, the packaging is basically the same as all the World of Warcraft packaging. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but packaging wise, it's pretty good. You have an open space on the one side and a nice picture of Lash on the other side. Basically, on the back, it just shows you all the other figures that are in this series, which is series number 4 now. Most of the World of Warcraft figures are pretty pricey. I found this one at a store here in the mall called Spencer's for 20 bucks. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up this figure and take a look at her. And like I said before, the only way to get into clamshell packaging is scissors. So let's open her up. Okay, so inside the package, it looks like she's being held in with quite a lot of twisty ties. There's 2 up there, there's a couple for her wings, and there's even some down here holding her feet in. So again, it's a very secure figure. Okay, so far the first thing about this figure, as you can see, the 2 gigantic holes in her back, and basically what those are for are her wings, and they basically just push in here like this, and they're fairly easy to put in. Okay, first I gotta say I have played World of Warcraft quite a lot, and about 3 years worth, and the character that I did play the most probably was the Warlock. And anyone who plays World of Warcraft knows when you play a Warlock, you basically get the succubus as a pet. So that's really one of the reasons why I picked her up, because this is a character that I really know and I can identify with because I played with her a lot on World of Warcraft. So as you can see, she has a lot of great detail here in her armor. On her hips have little skulls, and on her underwear, if you want to call it that, is another design, and on her other hip over here is another skull. Her forearm braces here has another skull elaborately carved in there and pretty well painted up to even her fingers and her fingernails. Her other arm is basically the same design with a closed fist that she's holding a whip with. The whip is loose and flexible, so it's not like a hard plastic, and you can pretty much, I guess, if you wanted to, pose it around her or just let it hang here. She has some nicely painted flames on her legs, which actually kind of turn into like scale-like legs, down to a pretty elaborately done hoof. The detail in the wings are quite nice, and they are transparent, so if you put my hand behind there you can see. So that's one really cool feature on this figure, is the transparent wings. She does have a tail as well, which is not posable at all, and you can't move it. It's just pretty much in the place it is. But it has some nice detail with the spikes here, and it has like a little clasp here. She has a very nicely sculpted head with quite large horns, pointed ears, and clear eyes. And her hair cannot be adjusted either, it's hard plastic. Okay, so articulation is pretty much almost non-existent in this figure, which is kind of surprisingly, actually. When I've seen her in the package, I figured, you know, maybe her legs would bend or her arm might bend or nothing or something. But really, the only thing that bends on this figure is her midsection. You can basically bend it back and forth, and that's pretty much it. Her legs do not move, they are solid. Both arms are carved into the figure, so they are solid. And even her head does not move, or at least I wasn't able to get it to move, and I didn't want to break it. So really the only movement is her waist, which is really kind of odd. The only accessories this figure comes with are the stands that she has to use to stand up with, because without these two little discs, there's no way that she can stand her own. She just falls over. As I said before, the paint applications are quite nice on some areas, like her armor here. It's excellent. There's a little messing around her arms there, which really isn't too big of a deal. And there's a shot from the back of her head. Okay, so let's bring up the Figometer and see what Amber Lash gets. Okay, so detail 1 through 5, she has extremely nice detail on her figure. Her armor is quite nice, the wings are really nice, even down to her fingernails and the tips of her feet. It's extremely well detailed. So detail gets a 5 out of 5. The paint applications are also extremely good, though it can't be a perfect score because there is a little overpainting and overspray on several of the areas, which ain't really that big of a deal, but it does drop the score down from a 4 out of 5. Articulation I was actually kind of disappointed in. Being that her waist is the only thing that moves on this figure, you can't really pose her in any other pose than what she comes in. So basically what that means is she's nothing more really than a cool looking statue that you put on your shelf, which really ain't that horrible, but still, you know, Articulation, they could have done something more with her. So Articulation gets a 2 out of 5. There's really no accessories that come with this figure unless you consider the stands and maybe the whip, but the stands aren't really nothing, they're just black disc. The whip is okay. So basically the accessories are just going to have to get a 1 out of 5. Overall, this is a really nice statue of the succubus from World of Warcraft. And final score for Amber Lash would have to be a 4 out of 5. Thank you for watching It Figures, and remember, please subscribe so I can see you next time.